Well, that's to the space of it.
It's a very good afternoon from the Masse Club in Pukekohe. It is semi-finals times for the Aotearoa Challenge. It is the New Zealand juniors up against the senior men's, a New Zealand men's team that's been divided into two, the New Zealand white team and the New Zealand black team. And it is the white team who will play the juniors in the semi-final to then go on and place and take on the New Zealand men's black team. The format is 8-ball, the traditional format, a format that we're all familiar with at home. And joining me in commentary is the man simply known as the Professor, because he'll take you back to school, Jimmy Henry.
How you going there, Mark? Thanks for that. Yeah, good match between the juniors and seniors here.
Well, the New Zealand juniors team is made up of Alexandria Andres, or Alex, Sheridan Burmester, Dion Rawlings. The New Zealand men's white team is Richard Alfonso, Ramon Santos and Danny Kirkhoven. And first up, it will be Sheridan Burmester taking on Richard Alfonso.
Okay, deja vu.
Well, this junior team earlier being schooled completely by the senior men's New Zealand black team. But it will be Sheridan, and it's a good break from him. So, not a dry break. Opportunity now for this junior team.
Yeah, I think they've already warmed up now, so you can see a better match here.
Well, they've got to used to the running of the cloth. This cloth here runs very differently to the warm-up tables. This is a championship table, and talking to a number of the players, they have just struggled with some of the little subtleties of it. But no excuses now. They've all had plenty of match practice under the lights. So it is Sheridan who is playing the overs, the biggies. And he's got a nice little cluster here in this top left-hand corner. But it's all about moving that white ball around the table.
Once he gets rid of these two balls, he should be all right.
So that's one. Oh, geez. Boy, early error. Mistakes they just can't be making if they're to take their chances and move through to the final. And so we will see now Richard Alfonso. And one of the drawbacks of this format is you might not get to the table, therefore you don't get a lot of opportunity to get into any sort of rhythm. We'll just take you through the point scoring. So each 3 members in a team, each member will play each of the opposite members of the other team. If you win the frame, you pick up 10 points. The losing team will pick up a point per ball they do sink. And so it is this New Zealand white team through Richard Alfonso. Screw brings that back nicely too. So does he play the rail here on the solid 2?
Yep, he plays the 2 now. It's perfect position on the 2. To go to the 5 or the 6 or the 7. Any one will do.
Gets it in. Thought there for a moment. He might have just kissed the cushion and missed the pocket.
Yeah, okay, he's going to put the 7 and thread the needle. Go between the 11 ball and the 15 ball. A little bit of a risk.
But pulls it off, enough weight too. Come back here and play the 6 up the table.
It's perfect.
And then just stop it on a dime. Back across for the orange 7. Orange 5, my apologies.
Nice shot.
Sometimes it's difficult to pick up that ball colour between orange and brown on the table. There he goes. And he'll wrap this frame up. Good start for the New Zealand senior men's white team. They'll get the maximum 10 points. The juniors will pick up a couple low. For those initial 2 balls they did sink. So just like that, it is Richard Alfonso who beats Sheridan Burmester in the first of 9 frames. 10-1 in fact. So just the 1 ball going down, and that was off the break from Sheridan Burmester. And now coming to the table, it will be Dion Rawlings. He's just looked better and better as he's come through this particular tournament. But he will take on Ramon Santos.
Yeah, once Dion gets going, he's very hard to stop. And I think you're going to see it in this match.
Well, he'll be desperate to have a good break.
I'm picking if he puts a ball here, he's going to run out. Like clear the table.
So nice and low on the cue. Plenty of power. And he's got a good break, but it's a dry break, is it?
Dry break again.
And he's got a nice spread on the table. So has he opened the door somewhat here for Ramon Santos?
Stripes look the better ones to take. All out in the open. And an easy starter.
Comes back, he's clearly mapped this out quite quickly.
Beautiful shot. The only trouble I see here is getting to that 11 ball up by the 9 ball, the yellow and the
and
yellow.
How many shots ahead is that, Jimmy, looking at the spread on the table?
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 shots, but he wants to get to it early. That's the key. Get to your hard bird ball early.
Yeah, when you were playing, Jimmy, we quoted you on that during the commentary. You said, look, Jimmy's mindset is let's play the hard shot early. Let's not do all the good work and then come undone. We're going to miss the hard shot, miss it when there's a lot of critical mass.
Okay, this is it here. The key ball to the frame. The 9 ball.
Okay, the yellow striped 9 ball is the object ball. Plays it, but what's he done with the white?
Yeah, he's left it in a tricky position here. So the only other ball he has is the 13 down here by the black ball, or the 14 might be on.
Oh, nice shot.
Great shot.
Great shot. Yeah, shot under pressure too. And now he's got options.
Okay, that 15 to the middle is the hard ball on the table. Other two near the pockets. So this could be the winning ball right here.
Pockets that. White ball beautifully positioned too.
Just got to be careful here. He doesn't sitting behind the red and the purple ball.
Why does he bring this back with a bit of backspin, does he? Or does he play this off the rails?
He has to go off the rail, I think, and back out. Yeah, like I say, it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah,
There you go. Nice. Just make sure the pot here. Give yourself a chance at the black.
Yeah, a bit of distance between himself, the cue ball and the object ball. A little bit of angle to play here too. So he does
Nice weight.
love weight. Yeah, nice weight. Just brings it back off that bottom rail too. So he's got room with his bridge here. And now that middle pocket to take this New Zealand men's white team out to a commanding early lead. And they does pocket it, so that is a very good victory for Ramon Santos over Dion Rawlings. And that score now 20 points to 1. Remember, 10 points for winning the frame. Your opponent will pick up points for every ball they have scored. And therefore, if you lose the frame, the maximum amount of points you can pick up is 7. And now we will see young Alex Andres come to the table.
Alex, one of the good potting junior ladies. One of the best, actually one of the best junior potters in the club.
So the only requirement really in terms of the way they set the balls on the table is the fact that the bottom outside corners of the triangle need to have a solid on one side and an over on the other, which you can see. And the 8 ball in the middle. Good break, and yep, luck goes her way. So the 9 ball goes down, but she finds that cue ball at the far end of the table, not too far off the rail. So whatever shot she takes, it will be a difficult shot.
Yeah, very difficult. She wants to try and get to these solid balls. They look better positioned. Three may be on. No, she's going for the 5. Very tough shot that was. First off.
Yeah, also I think too, just, you know, under 17 too, just a little bit of pressure. He didn't miss it by much. But has opened the door now for Danny Kirkhoven. So just explaining from the break, Jimmy. So you sink a ball, you still get to choose whether you go unders or overs.
That's right, yeah.
So if you sink an over and you decide you still want unders, you can go unders.
Yes, whatever looks best. And then if that person misses, it's still open. The white ball there, perfect for the 3, 7. Let's take the red ball here for the brown ball next. Nice position. The tricky part is the blue ball. How he's going to get to the blue ball. You can pot this one, pot the green one, go round behind for the blue ball.
Yeah, nicely done so far.
So really he wants to take the yellow, green and then blue. Just got to watch the 15, he doesn't nudge it onto the 2, onto the blue ball. He's looking up table for an angle on the 2 to pot the 2. So he's going to go 6, 2, 1. If it was me, I'd get rid of that 1 now. It's going to be a little bit of a problem later.
So Pukekohe will plenty of screw on that, takes it right back up the table, come back and play that 2 ball.
Okay, look.
Not an easy shot, and then he's going to just want to bring that white ball back up the table for that solid yellow. Nice shot, nicely done, but what sort of room and angle have he given himself? In fact,
There you go.
Puts himself in a bit of difficulty. You talked about it, Jimmy, get it out of the way. Opportunity here to maybe play really, really tough little cut shot. Danger, of course, though, is that he puts the white into that top left-hand pocket.
I think he's stuck here. He hasn't got a pocket at all, nothing.
So how does he play safety out of here then?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Just probably leave the white ball where it is, around that area. Hard to find a safety, actually.
Yeah, maybe just look to try and draw that cue ball in behind the 1 ball, but how do you do that on the angle? Very, very difficult indeed. Subtle little kiss on the ball, perhaps.
Centre's chalk in the middle of the table.
I wonder whether he's trying to cut this. Is he trying to play the money shot? No. Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
No, Alex has got a starter here. I think the 15.
Right.
1 close to the white ball. Fine cut. That'll be a good shot there because you open up those 2. Okay, the 10 ball, blue ball, blue stripe ball. Nice touch.
Lovely weight being shown here by Alex Andres. More composed. Still, what she just needs to show is just a little bit more continuity in her game. She's had some very, very good moments, but just has yet to really find that momentum. But on a run here of 3 balls, but now some work to do. So going long, tough shot. Tough shot. Weight important as well. See what she can do. It's on its way.
Nice touch.
Nice touch. And still has the opportunity to come back here up the table. So this is very good from the youngster.
Nice touch again. Beautiful.
Yeah, lovely shot. Boy, this is good, isn't it? This is good. This will give a huge amount of confidence here. Now, challenge here is weight again. Just trying to bring that white ball back down to the table. down the table, but must, first and foremost, pot the object ball here. You need to play this with a lot more weight, and she doesn't quite manage to do it. Mind you, Pukekohe got a little bit of work to do here. Where's he looking to run this, Jimmy?
Bottom right-hand corner here as we look at it.
Yeah. Oh, nicely played. Nicely played indeed. Good shot. I imagine they do a lot of work with the cue ball just off the cushion.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of practice drills.
Oh, misses the shot now. Door left ajar. Oh, Pukekohe will be disappointed with that. They are shots he's going to have to make when they tune up to Las Vegas. Just cannot be missing those at this level. Now. How does she play this, Jimmy?
She'll just pot the ball and give herself a chance. She'll take the long 8 ball on. She'll just make sure the pot. Picking her to pot this.
Jimmy picks it. Gets
Nice
herself
shot.
off. So now, this to bring the juniors back into contention. Remember, 10 points for the frame victory. 7 points for the losing player. A point for every ball they've sunk. Now, how important, how big is this shot?
Yeah, she'll get this. She's a very good potter.
Jimmy picks it. There it is. That is a very good performance from young Alexandria Andres with the victory over Danny Pukekohe. And now it is the New Zealand senior men's white team who lead the New Zealand juniors 27 points to 11. That'll give us some confidence.
Definitely, yeah. Like I say, she's one of the best junior potters we've got at the club.
So now we've got Ramon Santos. Beautiful, aren't they? The Predator Arcadia.
Cloth, yeah. Very fast.
And so Sheridan Burmester is the opponent for Ramon Santos.
Nice break. Did he get one?
Oh,
then he
that 8
potted the
ball
black.
just sits. Yeah, now that is going to be a real danger for every player now. I would imagine that at this point in the game, you are probably want to choose overs.
Definitely
Just
strikes.
looking at the way that
Yeah.
those two are positioned around that 8 ball. Play every shot away. It's not an easy shot, is it? Even if you come down to the 8 ball and you are on overs. So, 3 from 2 so far. Come back up and play the 9 ball.
Okay, get down the bottom of the table if you can. There you go.
Yeah, too much
Oh,
weight
net
on it,
kiss.
too much weight on it. Sinks the white, hands the advantage back over to Ramon Santos. Now, Santos, he's going to have to be very, very smart here in how he plays these solids. Because that 8 ball is in a very precarious position. God, whoever laid that cloth did a good job. Beautifully laid.
Okay, now he's in deep trouble here. Like I say, you can't get that 2 and 7 out, so he's playing a losing game at the moment.
I think he just plays what he can at the moment.
Yeah, maybe.
At the very least, you just accumulate points.
That's right, yeah.
Remember, you can lose the frame, you'll lose 10. The opponent will pick up 10 points if they win the frame, but if you can accumulate enough points, lose games 10-7, 10-7, you keep yourself in it. You shouldn't underestimate that. You don't want to be losing 10-0 or 10-1. Okay, maybe not quite enough weight. Tough shot now. Coming on that 5 ball. Interesting to it as the lights coming off the table reflect onto the ball, and that can affect your angle and that point on that object ball that you are targeting. Oh, nice weight, nicely played. Okay, now we're about to find out. Now this man, gentlemen, this is where you start to earn your money. This is critical. I don't think anybody really is too concerned about him sinking the 4 ball here. It's all missed it, missed it. That might not be a bad thing though. Might not be a bad thing. Tough shot, that red stripe ball down the bottom of the table. 2 for Sheridan Burmester. It's not going to be his immediate object ball, but certainly it's going to be part of the future decision making. How do you see it, Jimmy?
Okay, I'll just put the balls that are available and then
Worry about it.
Yeah, and then worry about it later. Double the 11 out will be his next shot. Well, he's got the 14 out, so that's start.
So he's playing looking for the centre opposite.
Yep.
No, missed it. Missed it. I've got a feeling he might just be happy with that, though. I've got a feeling he might just be happy with that.
Definitely happy with that.
Because really, is it just a case here for Santos of playing a little bit of safety? Does he just kiss the 2 ball here?
That could be his only option. Cover the 8 ball with the 2. Then Sheridan has got a shot. There you go, folks. Just cover that 8 ball. Now, how is he going to get the 8 ball without a deliberate foul?
Yep.
We're going to see a bit of cat and mouse coming up soon.
Yeah, intriguing game, isn't it? It's fascinating. This is what we love sometimes. It's this that makes the game so fascinating. Yet we can sit there and look at potting and potting and potting the balls, but at some point it's the defensive side of the game that can be the most intriguing, and he's just happy to play very casually.
Yeah, he doesn't
and
have
now
to
throw
worry.
it back onto Ramon Santos.
Okay, so he's deliberately given him a deliberate foul. Okay, so deliberate fouls everywhere.
Okay, just explain the deliberate foul, the intention.
Well, there's, like I say, once he's covered that black up, now there's nothing to do. Okay, one's got to be careful here. Now, Sheridan, what he needs to do is just open that pocket up. Double kiss the 2 out. He's got ball in hand. Get the 2 out so it opens it up.
Wow. I'm not sure that's the shot he wants, because I think that opens the door a little bit, doesn't it?
Not at all.
No?
Ramon can't really do much. See, deliberate foul. If Sheridan knows what to do, just double the 7 out. Hey, why? Hang on. No, but he can double the 7 out and open the pocket up.
Where's the white ball going? He can, but will he? Yeah, he will. Get ready, agree. No, he already touched the ball. He's doing the foul anyway. All right.
So just a little bit of confusion here. I'll get you to explain, Jimmy.
Yeah, okay, so none of them were going to actually have a go at the potting the ball. So none of them were going to have a go at potting the ball and just going to leave it there. But Sheridan was in the box seat where he could have doubled that brown out a bit, still left him a tight, a tight corner, and the black is now on. Now he's just he's just thought about it and he could have won.
So we restart the frame.
Yes, another frame.
Well, that's what it's all about at this level. It's about learning. It's about putting themselves into some
Yes.
situations that probably don't arise that often. But Jimmy, Professor Henry said, hey, look, you've got an exit strategy here. In fact, an exit strategy that can win you the game.
Definitely, yeah. He gave it away.
That's why they call Jimmy the Professor.
Take you back to school, eh?
So still discussion going on. Suddenly the lights have gone on and said, yep, okay, I get what I could have done. And now it will be Ramon Santos with the break. Coming slightly left to the table. It's a good break, but it's another no. So one ball down. He now gets to choose whether he wants to go overs or unders. And he'll have a quick look at that. And my initial thoughts, and you'll probably disagree with me here, Jimmy, and I'll take your word for it. But I would suggest, looking at this, that you'd play the overs, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're both good. They're both in good, well, they're both fairly open, so it doesn't matter what he plays. They are there to be taken. Just the 14 I'd be worried about if I took the stripes. How am I going to get that 14 out? And then you got the 15 behind the 10 ball, the brown ball behind the blue and white stripe ball, which is another hurdle.
Yeah, there's talk of two bringing a 30-set shot clock in, which should force these players to have to make decisions a little bit quicker.
Okay, you picked it.
A little bit pressure, so he's going to play overs.
Definitely, he's got to get to that 14 early.
So if you're watching this at home, play the difficult shot first. Don't
leave it to last.
Gravitate to the easy shot. Gravitate to the hardest shot. Clear the decks. Misses a shot too. A shot that he probably should be getting at this level. He's disappointed with it. The body language says it all. But this is what pressure does. Have a look here. Yeah, just like to see him just get a little bit lower towards the cue, like Sheridan here. Look at that chin on the cue. More surgical in his approach. Plays very upright, doesn't he, Ramon Santos?
Great chance here for Sheridan to clear these balls. Run into those two balls there. That's good.
Yeah, I don't think we've really seen the juniors at any point in this competition really run through a set. Now, I think all of them, whatever the outcome of the overall match, would really be just wanting to get some momentum.
This is risky here. A low percentage shot.
Oh, great shot. Great shot. I don't think he's kissing that 8, is he? A little bit of a gap between both. Let's just go back and have another look at this shot. Look at the angle here.
Okay, now he's in a bit of trouble.
Let's just have a look and see where that white ends up.
Yeah, nearly Chinese snookered, but like I say, it's going to be hard for him to get from this blue ball to the red or the yellow. Let's see how he does it. Put a lot of backspin on that. A lot of backspin on that. That is a gutsy shot. That is courage. And that is a great shot. One of the great shots we've seen so far today. Okay, so he's just saying that he did move a ball here. I might just see if we can. Okay, so in these rules, if you move a ball, it's not a foul.
Okay.
So you can move it back. So it saves all the arguments, you know. Say if you had a pub or in a tournament and somebody says that you move it, who's going to believe you?
Yep.
No ref. And that's why they bring that rule in. Saves all the arguments.
No, difficult shot here. Can't be too casual on it. And now, really just the 8 ball. Far end of the table on the right-hand side for the juniors to get themselves well and truly back into this frame.
They are.
And I wonder whether that is just a little bit of natural justice because he potentially had an opportunity a little bit earlier, didn't take it, and they had to reset, replay the frame, but now it is the New Zealand senior men's white team leading the juniors 28-21, and we've played 4 out of the 9 matches in this do-or-die semi-final. The winner to take on the New Zealand men's black team, featuring the Professor, Jimmy Hendry. And so now, our next matchup will be between Dion Rawlings and Danny Kirkhoven. Really yet to see Kirkhoven go on a bit of a run. I mean, he just hasn't really quite found the momentum. Highly experienced player.
And he's practicing quite a bit too, Danny. So we need a little bit more from him over there.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, though, it's still, what, a couple of weeks away?
Yeah, still got plenty of time.
Still got time. Better today than in 2 weeks' time.
That's right, yeah. And that's why we're here today.
A chance to watch the video, too, afterwards. But equally, too, I'll argue that Dion Rawlings probably hasn't been at his best either. We haven't really seen these guys play right through.
Yeah, they got plenty of time to get in tune for their tournament, which is in July.
Yep, and they're going to be heading off to Erie, in Pennsylvania.
Good start. Solids are the ones. Okay, so the only tough ball here is the purple ball. Purple solid ball, number 4, which is what he's looking at. Let's see how he gets behind that 4.
Yep, let's see if he can just find that momentum that won him a junior title back at under 16 level and a world junior title. So let's see what he can do here.
Okay, he's trying to kiss it there. We'll try to get him behind it right there.
Not
see how
bad.
he tried early. A little bit unlucky, but...
Let's have a look here from the top shot. Watch the cue ball here.
Yeah, he just tried to sit in behind it, and went a little bit too far.
So, what does he do now?
Okay, he's got the orange ball, I think, Mark. Orange ball.
Bottom
still at
left.
the table. Yep, the one right down the back of the table here.
Can't quite see it though, can he? Can't quite see it. He's coming back for a little bit of a reset. Always danger signs when you can't quite see it. You sort of feel like whatever you do, you're not going to make the shot. Big shot, big moment in this game. And beautiful weight, plays it nicely. Nicely done from Rawlings. So play.
Okay, I think he went a little bit too far, Mark, to get behind the 4. He wanted the angle, so when he potted the 2, he can just sit in behind the 4 there. Now he's on the other side, he has to go 2 rails in behind the 4. He has to pop in behind that strike ball, nearest to the 2, and get him behind so he can pot the 4. Okay, let's have a look at the shot. Here we go, folks.
It's got good technique.
There you go, beautiful shot.
Nice shot from Rawlings. So there you go. He puts himself in a little bit of difficulty. You had the professor explain it to you, and he's found a way to get himself out of the hole. Okay, yeah, nicely balanced. He just brings that ball, and there we go. Now we just want to play through on this.
He's just got to watch out for the in-off up by the red pocket, but he's putting bottom on it.
Yep.
What did I say? Watch out for the in-off by the red pocket.
Yeah, you picked it, Jimmy, too, didn't you?
It was dangerous, that shot. That shot there, you should have just played pocket weight, dead weight. Hit it way too hard, and that's what happens.
And so...
Okay, Danny, go to this hardest ball of all.
Now, Kirkhoven.
Okay, he should run out here. I'd expect him to run this rack. Otherwise, we might have to cancel his airfare. Take you, Mark.
I'll be rude not to. I'm actually heading up to the World Games in July, which does have
Paul
Q
there,
Sports. Yep.
yes.
So the World Games have been going since 1980, and they are basically all the sports that are on the trying to break into the Olympic program, and it does involve Q Sports. Sports like ultimate frisbee, lacrosse, tin bin bowling, inline skating.
Yeah.
Different sports like that. So I'm not sure what I'm commentating yet, but
Might do the pole and snooker.
yeah, I might end up doing the 9-ball.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I'll be honest, if I'm going to be in Alabama, I'd probably prefer to be sitting in a football stadium calling some ultimate frisbee just so I get a bit of sun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But knowing that, you can bounce between a lot of sports. But, hey, an opportunity to go to one of the southern states of America and experience a bit of American culture. And if I do find myself in a pool hall, well, I'll just think of you, Jimmy. But I'll leave my money in my pocket. I don't want to confuse ability with ambition.
Okay, he's a bit out of position here, Danny. He's made it hard for himself. Lucky we didn't bet our house on him.
No, I'm not sure that he'll be happy with the way he's been playing today. I think there's been moments, but he just hasn't really found that continuity. Mind you, you can turn it on a shot like this, can't you? You know, suddenly that light switch.
Low percentage here, folks.
Yeah, very low.
There
Never
you
really
go.
looked like it was going to go in, did it? Now, chance here for this New Zealand junior team to climb their way well and truly back into this match. Rawlings, that's one. Nice position of the white ball. And what does he do here, Jimmy, with the cue ball?
Yeah, he just slides down towards the middle, just past the 11 stripe ball, the red stripe ball, sorry.
So all about dividing that cue ball into 4 quarters and then playing bottom left, top left, bottom left, top right, more directly in the middle, and what angles you put on it determines what they do with the cue ball. And now chance here for the juniors to take the lead, do they? Let's have a look at that scoreboard. In fact, they might still be just trailing by a ball or two. So how many balls did Kirkhoven sink on that occasion? And so that scoreline is 32-31. So it is still a New Zealand men's white team that leads our juniors, but just the one in it. 4 matches remain in this do-or-die semi-final.
30 points.
And we will now see Alex Andres, who played very well in her previous match, coming to the table, and she'll take on an absolute monster, and Richard Alfonso.
One of the great Filipinos that play for Masse. There's probably over about 30 or 40 Filipinos that...
Oh, no, it's a bit huge in Asia, isn't it, amongst the Asian countries, Q Sports. It's great. So, no, boy, I tell you what, we're the ones that benefit from it, though, don't we, you know, as a nation. Not dissimilar to sports like badminton and table tennis, particularly amongst the Chinese communities and Korean communities.
Second ball break.
Yep, nice.
Beautiful spread.
Good start here for the New Zealand team. They need to try and bounce back, take the initiative away from this New Zealand junior team.
What's he looking at here? Stripes, maybe?
Yeah, my gut thought, and I'm about as amateur as you can get, is to play the overs or the stripes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I wonder if you play this off the green ball. Move the green ball away from the pocket. No, he puts it.
Good start again. Yeah, interesting technique, isn't it? When you do look at Ramon Santos, you look at Richard Alfonso on screen at the moment, they do play away from their cue. In terms of their stance, head position is very high. Play a lot more upright.
Okay, this could win him the frame here. This one ball off the red ball, 3 ball. No. It does not make it, folks. So Alex has got a great chance here.
Yeah, look, she played very, very well in her last frame. Let's just have a look here. Quite get that angle right. Just too much contact. Now young Alexandria Andres comes to the table. Playing the brown 7. Got options.
I'll take the green 6 ball next. Stay on the 2 ball. Could play the 3 or the 5 if she wanted to.
Nice weight, nice weight, yep.
Yeah, her weight is very good.
So what's her option now here, Jimmy? Does she go with that?
Go with the blue ball.
The blue? Is that because that's the most difficult shot?
No, it's because it's the only shot, I think, Mark, unless you want to take the 5 on.
Yeah, might.
Okay, the blue. I think she's going to slow roll this one for the yellow as well.
Yeah, big shot this one. How good is she? How good is she? She's
Very
that good. Boy, coming into some great form. Very good indeed. But left herself a little bit of work to do. Maybe just a little bit too much on that cue ball. Let's just have a look at the shot here.
Okay, the orange ball, come down the table for the purple or the yellow, or even the red.
So that is the call from Jimmy and the Professor Henry. Yeah, got to make sure she gets the shot on first though. A little glance across at that 1 ball. And she does play it, brings that cue ball down beautifully in the middle of the table. Boy, very, very good pull being played by this 16-year-old.
Okay, the 3 ball. Cut up the top of the table. Top left ball.
Yeah, difficult shot. Just maybe just undercut it a little bit. Or overcut it. And off the rail. Open the door now for Richard Alfonso. Expect him to run through the table here, Jimmy.
Hopefully, yeah. It's all there.
That 8 ball is in a precarious position.
Should take the 11 here right now. Should take the red stripe and the yellow and then the 14 up for the black.
Yep, and he's going to play the 9 ball.
But he knows better.
Plays the 9 ball off 2 rails.
That's nice. That's nice. So where he's standing now is where he wants the white ball to be. So when he puts the 11 ball, which is a red stripe one, he'll be automatically on the black.
Yeah, but misses the shot though. Misses the shot. Too busy thinking about the next shot.
That's right.
How often do you see in rugby a player putting the pass down because they're too busy watching the tackler? Now, real chance here. He's already won one of the rubbers previous to this.
Big shot coming up here.
Key moment in this game.
It's got to be careful of the in off across the table to the middle pocket. She gets away from that.
Nicely played indeed. Great weight. Now, the cue ball back up the far end of the table for the 8. There's the challenge that awaits that. Not an easy shot.
Big challenge here.
Big, big challenge. But I tell you what, she's just come into her own in the last 3 matches. And she pockets. Wait. Is it enough? Is it enough? Gives herself a chance. But a difficult chance. But a chance nonetheless.
Okay, Alex, are you going to double that?
What, she doubling to the top right pocket?
Yep, top right pocket. Or she could hit it fine and cut it over.
Jimmy, a complete and utter amateur, I would be looking to cut it and run it round down that rail and look to knock it in. Maybe play with just a little bit of power as well. That's
right. She's going to look at that shot. Even could go off that green ball, the green stripe that's over the pocket.
Yeah, opportunity there too if she just...
Yes, hits it too thick.
Yeah, so great key moment, big moment. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. She cuts it, didn't put a nut. Yeah, just cut a little bit too thin. And really you now would expect Richard Alfonso to come to the table and get the job done here. Let's bring this back down the table. Brings it back across into the middle. And stop this on a dime. And come back and finish the frame. And it will be then the New Zealand senior men's white team going to 42. And the juniors, though, they racked up a lot of points, 38. So while they might have lost the frame, they didn't do a lot of damage. And so it's still a very closely fought contest. Got to say, though, well done to Alex Andres, playing some very, very good pool at the moment. Boy, big future ahead of her. 10 more years in the game under your tutelage, Jimmy.
Very big future in the game. All these 3 juniors that are playing, future of our club.
Now we will have Sheridan Burmester come to the table to take on Danny Kirkhoven.
Okay, this is where Sheridan needs to step up.
Yeah, Sheridan does. He just, again, select a little bit of fluidity.
It's got one. Nice break. Great break.
Now he's got options here, hasn't he? So looking at that spread on the table, I just wonder whether he might play the solids here.
Yeah, they're both pretty good layout for both sets. Solids do look better.
What did we lose in the ball that went down? It looks like the 9.
Okay, he's taking solids, folks. 2 ball. Good chance of running this rack. Okay, 5 ball, and hopefully the 7's on to run out.
Yeah, that 5 ball, it can just be a little bit distorted with the colours. It's not as bright as it looks. Get confused sometimes with the brown 7. That's about to be played now.
Can just nudge that 14 ball, as he did.
Yeah, nicely done. It's a real chance here to finish this match very early. Or this particular rubber within this do-or-die semi-final match.
This last ball, probably the 1 ball. Needs to take the 4 ball here to get a better angle on the 3. Okay, a little bit of inside English, come towards the 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 3 balls plus the black remain on the table for Sheridan Burmester.
Well, he's guaranteed at least 7 balls here.
He's not related to the swimmer Moss Burmester, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, nice weight. Really. Just the 8 ball probably offers the greatest challenge.
39.
So 39-42, just correcting that score.
Okay, the key here is how he's going to get to the black.
Yeah, that was always going to be the difficult shot, wasn't it? But, now does he look to bring that white ball further down and then play back up the table?
That's right, yeah. Just play it up the table next to the 12 ball. Purple stripe ball up the top. Oh. Has to go up that way.
Now,
Okay, I know he can pot this.
he's got a puncher's chance, but it is difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah, he's going to go that top right pocket.
Yeah, that's the only pocket he's got on.
It's the only pocket, and he's got probably little chance of... So, boy, big shot. Big shot. Nice weight, nice weight, nice weight. He's good enough. That's good enough. That is a very, very good piece of pull from a young man in Sheridan Burmester, who I guess has just been waiting to find his form, and he's found it at the right time, because suddenly now it is the juniors leading 49-43, 7 frames of 9 played, 2 to go. It is turning out to be an absolute nail biter. Boy, you talk about a big temperament at the right time, and that shot there from Sheridan Burmester, genuinely world class.
Okay, so now we can see that Dion's just looking at balls. If it's Dion's turn. 2 frames to go, 20 balls left.
Yep, don't underestimate accumulation of points here now, or balls sunk. If you have just joined us, this is 8 ball, the format that most people at home are familiar with. Unders and overs, 8 ball's the one you've got to ultimately sink last. However, in this scoring, it is 10 points for winning the frame, but the losing team will pick up a point for every ball they do drop. And clearly, the maximum amount of balls that you can pocket, or that you can pot, is 7. So you can end up losing the frame but still accumulate 7 points. Another dry break.
No, he's in trouble now.
Yeah,
I think the game's going to be here.
Nice spread too. So this is a very good chance here for Dion Rawlings. But Dion Rawlings can't beat himself here. He cannot afford the unforced error. Looks fairly rudimentary here. Alongside of me, we've got Jimmy, the Professor Henry.
Back to school for you.
Because he'll take you back to school. Let's have a look. Dries up that top pocket. Nicely done from Rawlings.
Great start.
Yep. And you talk about it, Jimmy. Play the hardest shot first. A little bit of work to do on that 9 ball at some point.
Okay, can roll this one through for the 11 or the 9.
And then come back and play the 9.
Yep. Roll this through, back out for the 11 or the 9.
Yep, nicely played.
So the 9 ball.
You sort of sense he might just play that. What's he doing here? What's he surveying both? Having a look around. What's the next shot he's saying?
If I was him, I'd run that 9 in and come behind the black. Just behind the black is good for the 11.
He's listening to you, Jimmy. He's listening to you, Jimmy.
No, I think he's going to play the 13 next. Yeah, he's played it soft. So it only gives him 1 option there. Whereas if he were to come back a bit further, he would have had 3 options. The 11, the 15 or the 10. Now he's only got the 1 option, which is an easy option. This way is just as good. Because all he has to do is just pot this ball to be back in position. 1 good pot here could win him the game.
Yeah, nice use too. Not too much weight perhaps, no.
Oh, he got lucky there.
Yeah, got a chance here now. So he can play the plant. See the ability to run both in. And then keep that white. No.
Oh, he's on the wrong side of the ball here. I don't think the 11's on, so he has to play the 15, go back up the table.
So he's beating himself up at the moment, Rawlings.
But I think he might have got enough points, hasn't he?
Well, he's got enough points, but we've still got... How many points have we got? This is 30 points left, haven't we? No, yeah, 1 more, 20 points remaining, so might be enough.
So that's 6 points. Oh, he's way out of position. He's snookered himself. I think he just wanted the ball to win the game.
11 corner.
No, he wanted the jump shot.
I think he's enjoying the challenge here. Get to watch this later and then sort of have a look at perhaps the other options that were on the table.
Yeah, a real low percentage shot here. Pakini's going to kick into the black. Quite hard to hop over that black, but who knows? There you go.
And that is over. So suddenly it is that New Zealand men's white team that pick up another 10 points.
So that's 10.
Put themselves right in it. And so it is going to come down to this 9th and final game to see which one of these two teams will go on and play the New Zealand men's black team. And so one frame to sort it out. And just have a look at that. 55 plays, 53.
And it's Alex Andres to anchor the team.
Wow.
So if she gets, they get 10, that's 63, and she gets...
No, I think
she can't.
No,
Yeah.
she can't.
She has to win.
She has to win it.
Yeah.
Has to win it. Whoever wins the frame wins this.
Wow.
It's that
exciting.
simple.
Yeah. When it takes all.
Winner takes all.
Wow. So who have we got? Alex versus Danny or Ramon?
Ramon Santos. Sounds more like a footballing name, doesn't it? Santos. So here we go. Winner take all. Place in the final. That New Zealand men's black team consisting of Sean Coombe, Jimmy the Professor Henry and Alex Hale. Oh, good break. Good break. So the ball down. Oh, cue ball low in a precarious position now. So what does she do here? What are her options on the table, Jimmy?
The only stripes that look the only options. 15 ball first.
Big shot. She's been in good form though. Don't be surprised if this doesn't go in. Nice shot. What does she do with the white though? Good options at the moment. So nicely played.
Okay, so she needs to play this ball off the 14 there, Mark, you know, to have a chance of winning. It's the only hard ball there. See, you played off the 14, bring the 14 out. She's got different ideas, but run into the 10. Oh, that's all right.
No, I think at 16
Pretty
you probably
good.
played the percentages, don't you?
Yes.
You know, as you get a little older, a little more experience, you might start to play numbers that give you a 50-50 chance.
Nice shot. Like I say, the 14 is going to be a problem. Eleven's on now.
Nicely done, nicely done.
That's a good shot.
So pressure begins to build on both teams. The weight of expectation on the youngster. Trying to take this New Zealand junior team through to this final. Take on the senior men's. But a lot of work to be done. Got to control the emotions here. Slow it down. Nice soft hands. Oh, nice shot. Oh.
Go in. Oh, that would have been good if it went in, Mark.
Yeah, it would have cleared that way, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Wouldn't have cleared that way for that 14 ball. We've talked about that being the difficult shot. Mind you, right now, finds yourself just in a bit of difficulty. Does you play safety here, Jimmy? Is there a safety shot on offer?
No safety at all. What you're going to do here, Mark, is very dangerous. She's going to open the whole pack up for Richard. I mean, for Mon.
What about just kissing that?
No, she has to make a rail. So, like I say, she has to hit this 10. It opens the whole, opens a can of bad beans for her. There you go. See, oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, no, giving herself a shot, giving herself a chance.
I think
now, can we thread the needle here, play that orange 5 ball?
Yes, that's a shot here. It's got to be careful he doesn't go in off up the top right-hand corner.
Precious shot. Now goes back on. Ramon Santos.
Yeah, wants to play it dead weight. So just touch it in. Soft touch, soft hands.
Plays it with
hard.
Force. Yeah, plays it with force.
Look at that. Oh. Okay, that just made it a little bit harder. Putting that 4 there, that's one of the safest positions on the table where that 4 is, the purple ball.
You've got that little corner, haven't you, that just is going to stop it from running in. Therefore, quite an acute angle too. And don't go away, folks. So pressure is building on both these teams. Winner takes all, place in the final weights. By no means has either one of these players got automatic ascendancy.
He's gone a little bit too far. He wanted the yellow ball next. But the yellow ball will be good to take to move the 4 ball, the purple one.
Not sure I've seen enough from Santos today to suggest that
he can do that.
He's in the best form we've seen from him in previous tournaments. So,
well, I'll take it on right now if it was him. Take the 1 ball, move the 4. Do or die. This is the shot. This will win him the game. He's playing high ball, so he's just not even going to go nowhere near that purple ball. He needed to play it a little bit lower.
So has he opened that door again? Let's just go across the table, see what that black ball, where that is. So he's in actually perfect position here. Yep.
When he does draw back, he's just got to watch out he doesn't go in off in the middle.
So he just doesn't need to wait. It's going to be really important here. The amount of backspin he does put on it. So fascinating contest between Ramon Santos and Alexandres. So Santos nicely played. Now that 4 ball is still the ball, and it's going to provide him a level of difficulty. But if he can just run through this brown 7 ball,
he's in trouble here. He's in big trouble. See, playing that 7 ball is going to leave him too far off the rail.
Yeah, because he can't really play it with. He needs to play with a little bit of weight, doesn't he? And it's going to come off the rail.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he's going to pocket the white, and if he's not...
That's right. If he takes the 4.
Centre pocket.
Okay, so he's just going to try and get him behind it. Quite hard. Bottom right spin, go back towards him, and then back behind the 4.
He played that nicely, didn't he? But now he's still got one hell of a shot to play here.
Oh, that's the best position you can get on that 4 ball.
Yep, so he's now just going to have to run this down the table. But then he's still got to play the 8 ball as well. So by no means is this game done yet. We've seen a number of players throughout the afternoon in similar positions, missing some fairly, what people would consider to be fairly simple shots. There was nothing simple when the pressure was on, though.
Shouldn't it high, so he's going to roll forward.
He played it. Oh, he never really looked like it, did he? Now, chance here. Not an easy chance either, though, for young Alex Andres.
Okay, so Alex is going to snooker here. Snooker him. He's going to touch the 14 out off the rail and leave the white ball behind the black. Even if she does leave it on, there's no pocket for the 4 ball. So the best option and percentage is just to nudge that 14 off the rail into a potable position. Try and snooker him behind the black, otherwise leave him the 4.
Nice shot.
Okay, so now she's in trouble because what he's going to do now is just do a stop shot on the 4, pot the 10 and hide behind the black. Can you see the shot?
Got to slow down, Jimmy. Got to slow down, mate, because there's so much going on at the moment that...
Okay, he's going to put the purple ball onto the 10 ball. But that's a tough shot in itself anyway.
Yeah, he's got to get it past that 8 though, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's got to just make sure that he doesn't kiss that 8 ball.
If she pulls this off, Alex is going to be snookered. No, it wasn't on. There you go, Alex. It's presented to you.
Now, where did she go here, Jimmy?
She just puts the 10 nicely into the corner and just hopefully doesn't snooker herself.
Well, has she been in a pressure situation like this with television cameras, the table, a New Zealand senior men's team, an accomplished opponent? She's got a chance to win it here for the juniors, put them into the final.
I think she might snooker herself.
How does she deal with the expectation?
Oh, that's a great shot.
Oh, good shot. So, giving herself a real chance here.
She loves these shots.
2 shots away. Shot that she will make every day of the week in practice. But the lights are on, the television cameras are here, and the stakes are high. Alex Andres. Big moment. She runs it. Nice weight, nice weight. It's got enough on it. It does. And now she gets a chance to try and wrap this up. Send the juniors through to that final. She's been quality throughout the semi-final.
Great
and there
shot.
it is. It is the juniors who go through to take on the New Zealand senior men's black team. And I've got to say, Alex Andres, very much the star of the show. Cometh the hour, cometh the woman.
Great finish.
And that is a wonderful display of 8-ball. And so we will have a final for you in around about 10 minutes' time. The New Zealand juniors of Alexandria Andres, Sheridan Burmester, Dion Rawlings will take on the might of Sean Coombe, Alex Hale, and Jimmy, the Professor Henry. Don't go away. More Q Sports to come from the Masse Club in Pukekohe.
regards to the space of it. highlights to the space of this. Kia ora, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koe. Welcome into Masse in Pukekohe. It is final time of the Aotearoa Challenge, an all New Zealand event set up and designed so that our New Zealand junior team can get some much needed competition before they head off to the Junior World 8-Ball Championships later in the year in Erie, Pennsylvania, and also an opportunity for our New Zealand men's team to take on some opponents before they head off on Wednesday night to defend the World 8-Ball Championship they won in Las Vegas 3 years ago. And so our final, well, it is the New Zealand juniors here on screen. That team made up of Alexandria Andres, Sheridan Burmester and Dion Rawlings taking on this very impressive New Zealand senior men's black team, which features Sean Coombe, Jimmy the Professor Henry and Alex Hale. Joining me in commentary is Bernie Andre. And Bernie, we saw just a fascinating do-or-die semi-final between the New Zealand juniors and the New Zealand white senior men's team, and it came down to the final frame.
Oh, it was great. Great match. Yeah, I mean, you find that so often in this VNEA format that it does come down to that last black. I mean, these guys played 9 frames, teams of 4, you play 16, 5, 25. The amount of times that happens, and it's just so exciting.
Okay, and we'll run through that format today. So first up, it will be Sheridan Burmester representing the New Zealand juniors taking on Sean Coombe. And so it is the traditional 8-ball format that you're all used to playing at home, except each member of the team will play each member of the opposing team. The winner of the frame will pick up 10 points. However, if you don't win the frame, you get a point for every ball that you did end up potting. So potentially you could lose the frame, but still accumulate 7 points. Yep. And of course, we've got 9 individual matches to determine who wins this final.
It's potting balls is key. The last thing you want is a 10-0. You've got to get as many points on the board if you do lose.
So I think we just saw the cue ball go down off the break, didn't we, from
yep.
Sheridan Burmester, and that immediately opens the door here for the very good Sean Coombe, and he has decided to play overs.
Looking pretty dangerous here.
Yeah, small tables, big pockets, no different than what you'll find in a pub or local workingmen's club, etc. The problem is, early on, it just means there is a lot of balls on the table, and there are a lot of clusters, which can lead to, at times, a lot of snookering.
Yeah, a lot of traffic on the table. So these tables are a little bit different from the tables you'll find in a pub or your traditional club. These are American tables, so they've got bigger pockets, but they have got bigger balls, and they will see the cut on those pockets, the sharp corners instead of the traditional rounded ones. And while the corner pockets aren't too bad, those middle pockets are killers, and you've got to be perfect on those. You can only really hammer it in if it's straight.
Good start here coming from this very impressive Sean Coombe. He's a confidence player, likes to play with aggression. He plays with plenty of power as well. Beautifully balanced and poised player. And so 4 balls down. Not sure he'd be that happy with that shot, but
yeah.
still has left the door open. Just a little bit too much weight. Not really sure what he was trying to do there.
Yeah, I don't think I wanted that ball to come across, that's for sure, but he's not looking too bad here.
No, the Lady Luck has still fallen his way. That's 1.
Nice.
Come back, 6 points. So 1 more ball and then the black 8 to take this first frame. More importantly, prevent the juniors from getting on the scoreboard at all.
Exactly, and then we saw that in the last match between these two teams. The seniors got out to a 40-0 start after 4 frames. So they'll be keen to assert their dominance again, which realistically they should. But it's exactly what these guys need heading over to Las Vegas, because over there at this level, once they get to the business end, it's break and clear, and if you don't get something on your break, you get punished like Sean's doing to Sheridan at the moment.
But you talk about these centre pockets here and needing to be precise because there is no curve on them.
That's right.
And so you've got the corners, you've got that flat face. And so this to take the first frame, beautifully weighted.
Nice.
And he pockets that
Nice
ball
shot.
nicely, and it is the New Zealand men's black team that take this first frame and accumulate 10 points. Juniors, well, they didn't sink a ball, therefore 0 points for them. And that could come back to bite them. Next up, looking forward to this one, we will have Dion Rawlings taking on Jimmy the Professor Henry, one of the great pool players in this country. Highly underrated. An absolute genius, though, when it comes to the tactical side of this game.
Yeah, here's Jimmy. I mean, just the knowledge he has in the game. I mean, he's so widely respected in the pool community. Just playing the various formats of pool. He's been all around the world. Been to the World 9 Ball Champs in Cardiff. I think it was in the late 90s. Yeah, been everywhere.
So Dion Rawlings will want a good break here.
Yeah, he's got something, but he's not left himself anything there.
But he does have a ball down. He's got options now. Does he play safety, or can he see some sort of pattern on the table that he believes he can run? He would have made that assessment fairly quickly, but difficult.
He might be struggling there.
Yeah, just to see that.
So in these rules, even though Dion's got a ball down, the table's still open.
Yep.
After your break. He still can go for any set that he wants, either the unders or overs or solids and stripes.
And he's playing
just the speed's got away on him in there a little bit.
So fascinating. Let's now see what Jimmy decides to play. And Jimmy looks like he's looking for overs. Looking just to run this into that top pocket.
Oh,
Plenty of weight
that's
on
nice.
that. Now come back now across the table. Nicely cut.
Really nice.
He's in control. He's just looked good throughout the entire day, Jimmy.
Came really nicely. Weighted shot there. Didn't have to force it at all.
Never really been challenged. Great use of that cue ball as well. You're watching the magician at work. The surgeon.
He's setting himself up nicely here. I think these all of the players today have actually played really well on this new cloth. This is the first time we've used this. This is Predator Aotearoa reserve cloth, I think it is, specifically for 7-foot tables.
He's not happy with that shot though, Jimmy. Now he's got A lot of traffic in the road of that 8 ball. There's a nice spread here if Dion's to come back to the table. So now, what does he do? Does he look to possibly play safety?
He's coming across the table.
So he's going to cut this incredibly fine, is he?
Oh. Misjudged that altogether.
Now, real chance here. Rawlings needs to play through here. Sink every single ball remaining on the table that is solid. Just go back and have another look. Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit too hard there. He was just worried about if he was going to sink it where the white was going to go. He didn't really have any other choice for that shot. But now we've got Dion up to the table, and you know, I wouldn't bet against him clearing here.
Well, it's all laid out there, isn't it, really,
It is,
for a player of this ilk. As Jimmy says, play that toughest ball first. Get it out of the way. Nice weight. Nice use of the cue ball. Fairly fundamental now. Real chance to bring the score back to 16-13. If they can win this frame. Just runs that nicely.
Talented player Dion. This is his last year in the VNA Juniors. He'll step up to the seniors next year. And I think he's a pretty good chance to make that team as well. He plays in the Glen Eden League, which is one of the toughest leagues to play in. And he's always featured up around the top. I mean, I think there might be 1 or 2 years where if he had been old enough, he'd have made the senior team.
Oh, left himself a bit of work just on that last ball. Boy.
I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there.
No, I wonder whether he was just sort of already had the head sitting back in the chair.
Yep.
And now has underestimated just what needed to be done. And so it's now Jimmy, the Professor Henry, sits, waits, mouth-watering. And can't play it. And that is game, set, and match.
Yep.
Because Jimmy Henry will not miss from here.
Yeah, it's a lost opportunity there. You know, it's gone from a 10-7 win to probably a 10-7, 10-6 loss. So, yeah, it's well, it's not exactly easy.
I don't think Jimmy will be overly concerned. There it is.
There we go.
Too easy. Opportunity that should have been taken by Dion Rawlings. And suddenly what should have been a very, very close scoreline has now been extended to 14 points. It is the New Zealand men's senior team in black, leading the juniors 20 points to 6.
Yeah, so in essence, I mean, it could have been a 10-6 win to Dion. He's now gone down 7-10, so it's really cost the juniors 7 points there.
And now we'll see Alex Andres. And I've got to say, she has really been the form player amongst these juniors. Magnificent in that do-or-die semi-final. Her potting has been superb. There's probably one area that she'll be looking for a little bit of improvement. That is off the break. But very, very hard to fold her under all sorts of pressure. Just 16 years of age.
17.
17 is she?
Yep. I mean, that's, yeah. She's been potting nicely today. She's coped really well with the pressure. But again, she plays these guys on a Monday night in the senior league. All of these kids play in the senior league, so they're used to playing these players. They're used to beating them.
So Alex Hale will be her opponent. So
a bit of break.
Yeah, still a large cluster there. Bottom of the table. So
just a little bit tricky with that white up the other end, but she's got a clear shot down there, down the table. She's got one of each ball down. She could go for that 15 in the middle if she wanted to take the stripes, but He's going for the solids.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit over ambitious, I think.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of nerves again. Like this man here from Aotearoa, builder by profession.
Having a good look at the table. Alex is a building inspector now. He might, player's name might be the inspector.
I'm not sure you'd be that popular being a building inspector, isn't it? Everything's done these days. Come on, sign it off, sign it off. Yeah. I can't sign it off. Because, why? There's so much legislation that just says I can't sign it off.
Too much paperwork.
Yeah, and the only other thing you don't want to be is a traffic warden.
Yeah, true.
Or a parking warden, I should say.
Yeah.
And Alex Halo. So, there's still a lot of traffic, though, in the road at the moment.
Yes, it's that cluster of 7 balls there, but you should be able to pick those off. You're just hoping to just nick those on the way through. He's looking pretty good there to get into it. He's going for the plant. It's perfectly set, actually.
Nicely done too.
Nice.
Now just starting to get a little bit more room on the table, but there, might just go above the table here and just have a look at what he's got to negotiate, what he's got to negate. And there we go, lovely shot.
Yeah, he hasn't got a clear shot there.
No.
I mean, he's maybe the 6 double in the middle. But it doesn't look like the 4 and the...
Does he maybe look to play defensively here? Let's have a look. Got to be smart, got to make decisions under pressure. It's all very well to roll the dice, but you've got to understand what the stakes are.
And I mean, that's the thing, these juniors, they've just got no fear. They'll take on the shots. They're not scared of them. He's having a really good look at this one. He is going for that double. I think, is he or not? Yep. No.
I never really looked on.
No.
And therefore it is back on. But let's have a look at what young Alex Andres can do.
I don't think she's actually got too much on really either.
No, but an opportunity, isn't it, to put herself in another scenario that she's going to face at the World Championships.
Yep.
Right, what do I do here? Let's test my defensive game. Let's see how good I am at having to put the pressure back on my opponent. But she's going to play a very courageous shot here. She can pull this off. Tough shot. And she pockets it, and I think she might just have an opportunity here to maintain that momentum. But key moment in this game coming up right here, right now. Big shot. Just run that white through.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that 15 was going to be a problem, and I think she might have a shot on it now. Okay.
Does she play the plant now? That's the key thing.
That's not a straightforward one there.
No, not at all. But, as you said, she's playing with clarity, playing without fear. Not sure what other options she might have here.
Yeah, she's looking at 14 onto the 11.
Yeah.
Which probably, if she can pull this off, she should be set up quite nicely, actually.
Good form, nice and low on her cue. Doesn't play with her head up.
Oh,
Didn't quite get it right, did she? But
No.
you've got to love the intent, the attacking intent. But you'd expect Alex Hale now. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, there's a little bit too much angle on it.
So now Alex with a chance.
I'm not sure it's easy for Alex though, is it? No, he's got a bit of work to do here. And
he's going to tie up that black,
yeah,
though.
just a bit too thin though on that shot. He'll argue that was intentional.
Yeah, I would have if I was him anyway.
Well, as you said, he tied up the black, didn't he?
Yeah,
so, hey,
that's right.
Tied up the black. You know, that's going to be very, very difficult in terms of how you play yourself out of that if you are, in fact, this young lady on screen. Now, going long. Difficult shot. Really, really hard shot here. Oh, she plays it well, but puts the cue ball down. So disappointing, but as I said, I love the attacking intent. She gave herself a chance. Gave herself a chance.
Yeah, no, the juniors, they all certainly back themselves, and you know, Jimmy and our coaches, Marco, have all done a great job with the juniors. They're taught to pot and really attack.
Yeah, now it's going to be fascinating here, isn't it, for Alex Hale, because he's going to need to bring that white ball down.
Yeah, set himself up for a nice straight plant there, but looks good.
Lovely little plant, clear that black out of there. We'll remove the 3 and the 4 from the black. There's one.
Yeah. It's going to depend on what sort of kiss he gets on that black, but I think he should be right.
Yeah, you won't want to play this too hard either, at risk of putting the white ball into that bottom left-hand pocket if he's not careful, but pulls it back nicely. And misses that shot, though. So
there's a chance there.
That is not what he's going to want to be doing when he heads to Las Vegas.
I think he was probably worried about making contact with that black, and might have put him off a little bit, I think.
So, chance here for Andres, 17 years of age, remarkable temperament. Boy, under all sorts of pressure in the do-or-die 9th and final frame of that semi-final, and boy, she stepped up when it counted.
Yes, certainly do. That was a great, great finish.
But now another really difficult shot.
One try to draw it back a little bit here.
But she's a very good potter of the object ball. Enough weight, enough weight, enough weight. Looking good. No, it's going to kiss the corner.
No.
And there it is. She opens the door now for Hale. And you'd expect him to come in and walk through it. Let's just have a look here. Maybe just not quite enough weight on it. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it. But
what's he left her with?
But what's he left her with? How does she play this? Does she go up the table and bring it back down and play a bit of a trick shot?
Or does she go across to the other?
Or does she just
double
hit
it back
and
to
hope?
the other?
Hit and hope. She does have to nominate her pocket. Yeah, so no flukes.
Doubling it back to that other corner possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's just too close to that corner pocket to do a safety. I'm not quite sure.
So she just maybe looked for the snooker here. Just off the rail, a little touch.
Looks like she's got enough weight to do it.
It's going to have to be just the smallest of weight on this. Oh, nice shot.
Perfect.
Nice shot.
That's a beautiful shot.
And the small but vocal crowd acknowledge that, because that is very, very good.
And that's perfect. I mean, you just had to watch. That had to be perfectly weighted there.
Yeah.
Because that white was heading towards always going to head towards that
talking
pocket.
to it. She said she gets her talent from her mother.
Yeah, definitely not from Dad, which certainly doesn't listen to him anyway.
And he misses that, and that's it. That is game, set, really, and match now. I tell you what, the silent assassin, many people thought it might be Dion Rawlings or Sheridan Burmester, but it's been very much Alexandria Andres who has done the damage. And surely she'll just play this back up the table and bring the cue ball back down.
Just to
Make sure he doesn't get
put
that
the
too
junior
straight.
team straight back into the... She does, enough weight on it, too much. Nicely played. Shouldn't have too much difficulty with this. Big moment though. All sorts of pressure.
Just got to really watch that white.
And
That's
she
nice.
plays it beautifully, and there it is. So, Alexandria Andres brings this New Zealand junior team back into this final. 27 plays 17 through 3 frames, 6 to go. Up next it is Jimmy, the Professor Henry, coming up against Sheridan Burmester. And Burmester is one player who I think is yet to really demonstrate this afternoon how good he is. And he's going to need to be at his very best, because one man who has been in form is the Professor.
Definitely the professor and the student here, Jimmy, based in West Auckland. With Sheridan, spends a lot of time with Sheridan.
Yeah, and Jimmy going across the far side of the table. He's looking to hit that sort of third rack of balls down, that third line. He's been practicing a lot of that. It didn't pay off from that occasion, so a dry break. Just having a look at that spread there, Bernie. Are you playing solids here, or are you playing overs?
Yeah, he's like to put my other glasses on.
I'm going solids.
Yeah. Just got to get that that 6, that green one out. That's your problem ball there.
So what's he going to play? I think he's looking at playing overs, isn't he?
I think he might actually.
Yeah, nicely played.
Nice.
Yeah, lovely start too from Sheridan Burmester. Now, what's the ball that's going to give him the most trouble? Because that's where he needs to go to next.
Yeah, it's just that little cluster.
Needs to try and play it early. So where does he bring this cue ball? Brings it across. Not ideal, is it? Not a great shot.
But he's still got a shot.
He still does have the shot. Put this on a dime here.
This is going to be the key shot, this one is.
Yeah,
How's he looking? That's nice.
Played, nicely
That's
played.
nice.
Yep, well played. Great movement. Lovely little cluster here now. He can...
He's got a perfect opportunity to sort this out. It's going to...
Yeah, he does a really good job too, and just in terms of moving that 10 ball.
Still not easy.
No, well, he's going to play up the table now. So what are we looking at? The
That's that 14 into the far corner. Or is he going to look at that 10?
Oh, I don't think the 10's on, is it?
Yeah, that's on in that corner there.
He can just get through that gap, so he just threads that needle. Misses the shot, though.
Yeah, if you'd have pulled that off,
Yeah, just looked a
Jimmy would have been in trouble, actually.
Just looked a little bit rushed, though.
Yep.
Got to just slow time down. So now the Professor comes to the table. And just runs that nicely. Jimmy, great use of the white ball. Well, you just sort of feel now that Jimmy's just going to clear the table.
Yeah, I mean, every time he steps up, you've always got that feeling that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess that 2 ball offers him just a little bit of difficulty, but he'll just look to run the white through here, I would have thought.
Yep.
Let's bring it up close. Yeah, nicely done, Jimmy. He's got some options. Not worried about potting the ball, it's more about what he does with that white ball. Comes back, sets it up in the middle of the table. Now, got a multitude of opportunities here. I'll just bring this back down. I'll stay on the right side here off this 4 ball. Oh, beautiful weight.
Yep.
Just to take the New Zealand men's black team to 37. The juniors will move to 21 points. Still in the contest, but time is starting to run out
Oh, nice.
Oh, Jimmy,
Beautiful.
the Professor Henry, this is just a masterclass. He looks really a cut above the rest of the players we've seen today. Really is in a league of his own. Have a look at the face, ladies and gentlemen, because you don't want to meet him in a game, in a pub or a bar. He's the smiling assassin. He's a lovely man. But if you want to confuse ability with ambition and put down a wee wager, you're going to go home broke.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so there it is, 37 plays 21, the juniors. Well, they just need to win this next frame, don't they?
We got Dion Rawlings and Alex Hale. It's the next match. It'll be Alex to break.
Yeah, Alex Hale looked a little bit out of sort in that previous rubber that he played in, so he's going to want to make that. He would have had a chance to just sit back and make a mental adjustment, a little shift in terms of his thinking. So just a wee delay here. Might just go and have a look across the table and just look at the setup of the balls on the table in the rack there. So that 8 ball sits there in the middle.
Yep.
And we notice down the back there where the 5 balls are set, you've got to have an over or a strike ball on one corner, and you've got to have a solid on the other. Other than that, you can really pretty much put them where you want.
That's right. You know, if you go to a pub, you'll have a lot of people go stripes, solids, and think there's a pattern, but it's stripe on one corner, solid on the other, 8 in the middle. I like to put the lowest ball on one corner, the one on one corner, and the 15 the highest.
But that's
on
more
the other.
superstition, isn't it?
I think so.
Rather than science, isn't it? I was never any good with science.
No, I ain't talking to the wrong person with that as well.
Okay, so really, really big moment now for Dion Rawlings. He needs to play to his potential. And so he's nominated his pocket. I don't think he's playing solids. And he's looking to play the 4 ball off the plant. Lovely shot from Dion Rawlings. But what's he left himself? Like, he's got options, hasn't he?
Yep.
So play back up the table. That 2.
The table's looking pretty good. I think if he's got enough space to see that 7 down the rail into the bottom pocket.
He's going to play that 2 ball now.
Yeah.
And then maybe look to bring it back. No, puts it on the spot. Are we going to see him here? No, happy to come down and play the 7, as you mentioned.
So there's obviously a bit of room to get through. Nicely weighted shot there.
Yeah, he can clearly see this frame. 3 ball, probably the ball that's going to provide the most difficulty for him. Now we see another plant here, do we? One onto
I think we are.
One onto the 6 ball. Oh, left himself a little bit of work to do here.
Yep,
We'll go back up. We'll play the 3 red, won't he?
Yep. He'll go up the table.
So he'll come back up the table and look to just...
And then down here, that black's sort of the issue at the moment, so he's got to get that white down this end. He's already sort of looking at that now.
Yeah, does he look to try and move that black now off the shot? Does he believe he can play it? So is he looking to put the 1 ball in and move the black? Give himself some options, or does he take the safe shot? No, he's prepared to roll the dice, fearless. Tough shot if he can pull this off.
Oh yeah, nice.
So he certainly dislodges that 10 ball, which therefore frees up the black if he can make this shot. And so here we go. Expecting him now to...
I think he was really hoping that white wasn't going to go so far. He's probably hoping for a little bit more contact on the balls.
So he's going to play the double here off the rail into this pocket. Closest to him in the middle of the table.
I don't know what is he doing that, or pretty tight.
Well, the Hail Mary.
Tell you what, this is going to be a really nice double if he pulls this off.
Ooh.
He's going to really struggle with that shot.
However,
still.
Again, Alex Hale, as I said, he's been made some, probably by his own high standards, some fundamental errors so far. And has he adjusted to the way the cloth on this table is running? Has he got his timing right? Because, yes, he's got an opportunity here. No, this is not.
This is going to be a tough one to start off with, though. You know, that black's got that pocket covered. He's going to play safe. But Dion can get his jump cue out.
Yeah, we'll go above the table here and just have a look and just see what traffic lies in the way there. So the cue ball, the white ball, we're looking at that red 3. Can he thread that? Has he got a shot through there?
No, he's got his jump cue. He'll jump that, and he should get that shot. It's just really a case of where that white ball ends up.
Tough shot this from such distance. Going to get a lot of jump on this. Yeah, of course, the higher that goes. Oh, it does it beautifully. That is beautiful, brilliant. Shot. That is one of the great shots.
Oh, look at that.
And that is absolutely superb from Dion Rawlings. And if this junior team is to take out this Aotearoa challenge, it might be just this shot. It might have just been the turning point. The degree of difficulty on that was at the highest level.
Oh. That's 10-0, and that's just what they needed.
Just what they needed. That is superb from Rawlings, the former world junior champion in under 16 level. And so suddenly things have closed right up. And it is 37 playing 31. 4 frames remain.
All right, next up, Sean Coombe to break against Alex Andres.
Yeah, well, Andres has been absolutely brilliant. And Sean Coombs, well, he's the man that comes with the reputation.
Yep.
Alex Andres, 17, just sits here and says, I've got nothing to lose. The pressure's on you. And now Coombs needs to rise to the occasion here. He's saying, I don't want to get beaten by a 17-year-old. But she has been simply magnificent today. And you can laugh and you can joke about it, but I tell you what, it's just human nature for that to be running through your head.
Yep.
No different than a number 1 seed in tennis coming up against a 200 ranked player, and somehow you find a way to come undone. But I do like Coombs. He just is solid. He's been good.
Just potting so cleanly as well.
So
that's a great... Oh,
cue ball goes down, so automatic advantage goes the way of young Alex Andres.
Right, so on this VNA format of pool, Alex has got to put off the break. White ball's got to go behind the line, which is that middle diamonds across there. And she's got to shoot down the table.
So she's got to go behind what we would call in billiards the balk line.
Yep. Or it's also called the kitchen, I think. I'm not quite sure. It's called in the States. But yeah, she's got to shoot down the table. She can't shoot at that stripe up there.
Only off the break. Yeah.
Yep, only off the break.
Yeah. And of course, we all play around the country. You've got to play inside the D. Historically, growing up, didn't you? You had to play inside the D.
That's right. I mean, that's really the English format of the game. English pool, snooker, American pool is...
Change the game.
Yep, no D at all. None of that. It's usually, typically cue ball. I mean, any foul's ball in hand except for this
I think growing up, always playing in the D. I'm not sure we were ever allowed to play up the table at any point, actually.
Okay.
But everyone seemed to have slightly different rules, didn't they?
Yeah,
their own. It's
exactly.
like backyard cricket. You've got your own rules.
Yeah.
So maybe just a little bit too close to the cushion there. It's going to have to just play with a slightly higher bridge now to get the angle down on that cue ball.
Actually, this table's looking pretty good for Alex as well.
Yeah, what she has done today is played
with just perfect weight.
Yep.
In terms of that cue ball, in terms of the speed, she's got a really good read on this cloth very early on.
Yeah, she has, which is quite surprising because she doesn't play a lot on the 9-foot tables, which is very similar to this sort of cloth. The typical cloth we have on these tables is just a little bit heavier.
Doesn't a little bit slower.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So for people at home that have played golf, not dissimilar to the way our greens will run at times. So
Exactly.
little subtleties. Most of us at home probably won't really feel them, but these players certainly do at this level. Lawn bowls is another one where the greens can run quicker or slower based on
That's right.
weather conditions and.
And I mean, yeah, sort of no similar. I mean, you get the heated tables at snooker.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, talking to the great Dino Kane the other week, and do check out those videos when they do come out. We sat down and did This Is Your Life with Dino Kane. He talked about, the glare from the lights coming off the balls and the ability to sometimes pick your spot on the ball in regards to angles. The heat on the table, all of those things can affect these players and the way they do run.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get to that level, just those slight changes like that, they can just pick it up.
Well, she's lucky there, lucky. Well, look, swimming, it's funny, I sort of do a bit of swimming, and you talk to swimmers and they've got fast pools and slow pools.
Really?
Yeah, and you'll certainly feel like some pools, you feel like you're moving faster in them. A lot of it, and some pools, generally are faster, deeper, ceiling heights, and a whole lot of things can create a feeling that a pool is faster, and then there is hydrodynamics now that will make a pool faster without doubt, and that's why you see world records and stuff do come down. But yeah, you'll always hear swimmers talk about, it's a fast pool, it's a slow pool.
Yeah, I'd have never thought that. Yeah, it sort of got out of shape there in that last shot.
Yeah, it's almost starting to look a little bit like I just want to play the ball in front of me.
Yeah.
And so just got to now somehow set herself back up so that she has options on second and third phase, if I can use that rugby terminology.
Yep.
So
that's not easy, but she has. Yeah, she's got herself a chance here. I think she can see it as well, but not as easy as it could have been.
Oh, nice shot.
Wow.
Lovely shot.
Beautiful.
Lovely shot. Boy, what a star this young lady is. What an absolute star this young lady is. How big a shot. We've talked about it in the semi-finals. But another key moment. I've got to say, if you're picking an MVP, well, you're not going to go too far outside of this young lady. She has been superb. Big shot, though. And plays it brilliantly. And I'll tell you what, it is the 17-year-old who is keeping this junior team in this contest. And now for the first time, it is the juniors who lead over the men's senior New Zealand black side. 41-38, just 3 frames remain. And stepping up to the table for the juniors will be Sheridan Burmester.
Wow, that's the juniors have turned this around. When you looked at this match, they played this team in the first round. They were down 40-0 after 4 frames. But like I said, they've really stepped it up here. Alex, 2 wins. She's, that last frame, that's brought them right back into it. It's anyone's match here.
Superb in the semi-final too. And so, stepping up for the New Zealand men's black team will be Alex Hale. Will it?
What have we got? Yep, Sheridan Burmester versus Alex Hale. Sheridan to break.
Yeah. Now, what can he do? Coming right across his right-hand side of the table.
Oh, great. He's got a ball there.
Yeah, he's got a nice
White's
spread
out
here
in the
too.
open.
Yeah, nice spread, so he's got options. Let's just go back and have another look here. There's a 6 green that goes down. No, 6 green still up there on the table. Let's have another look. In fact, it might have been that green stripe, is it? Yeah.
Yep, that 14 ball.
14 ball goes down. Okay, so he's going to play solids. Oh, plenty of backspin on that, maybe too much on it.
Yeah.
And I'll put it right back up. Got options at this end of the table, though, so...
Could have been a little bit more, would have been nicer.
Yeah.
Now he's sort of...
Yeah, well, he's a little bit no man's land at the moment. But he's got an opportunity still. There's plenty of options on the table to pull himself...
Long shot on the 4.
Yeah, give himself greater control of this game. Lovely shot, lovely shot. Yeah, gets himself out of jail there. So,
Sheridan Burmester, can he feed off the energy? Feed off the performance of Alexandria Andres?
Here we go, and
So far, so good.
it's looking good. I mean, the key thing, again, sinking balls, getting points.
Yeah.
Just a little bit straight here. He's going to have to force us through, I think, to get that white ball out. Right. He's got a very good temperament, Sheridan. It's his first year in the juniors. Really impressed in Las Vegas. You know, it's just so cool and calm.
It's like anything, isn't it? You know, you're looking when it gets to this level. It's not the shoulders down that counts, it's the shoulders up. It's all about the top 2 inches.
And especially in this game, I mean, you're just out there on your own. You're relying on that sort of keeping steady and not shaking. That's the last thing you want.
He's got some work to do still here, though. Big shot, this one, in the context of this match. I keep saying it, but lovely, lovely, lovely,
Nice.
lovely. Has he got enough weight on that? He has.
He's looking
Now
pretty good.
Comes back, can play the green 6. Stop it on a, just run it through, and then it gives him an opportunity to play that 8 ball.
This is a shot.
Ooh.
I don't-
Not sure that's
Yeah.
what the plan was and what was intended, and that's just those little bits of his game at the
Yeah.
moment he's going to want to iron out. Just closing. He's very good at setting it up. He's just got to close. Got to close out. Got to know how to put the game away. But again, I'll keep going back. Alex Hale, I'm not sure that we've seen the form from him that's got him into this New Zealand team so far. So he's still got some work to do. They're going to play this 9. No, in fact.
He's starting to, yeah, that's looking pretty good. I mean, he should be able to run this out here.
So there's the 9 ball, the object ball. As he go up the table, he's going to play that 9 ball.
Playing for safe.
Yes.
Now,
Surprising, isn't it? Really?
I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I was sort of thinking, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to
Well,
pull his jump cue out, but
I think psychologically here the juniors have got a little bit of a psychological edge. I just think
I think so,
I
definitely.
think that defensive shot there might have just been the first signs of waving the white flag a little bit.
You can see that too. Beautiful.
Oh, lovely
wow.
shot.
Nice.
Lovely shot.
Wow.
That's what happens when sometimes you
Come
play
on.
just a little bit too defensively. Now, he is going to need to play defensive here, surely.
He'll put that black onto the rail and off the 9 into the pocket.
Okay, there's a call from Bernie Andres. So he's got to be careful he does not sink that 9 ball in the process.
He can. With these rules, you can, as long as, well, yeah, no, he can.
What goes in first, though?
No, doesn't matter.
So he
Yeah,
can
as
put
long
the
as he
9
calls that pocket and the black goes down, it doesn't matter what happens.
Oh,
and
there
you
it
go.
is.
That's what
That
he
it
did.
is. So now they're all getting in on the act.
10-3.
Sheridan Burmester wins that frame. And now it is 51 plays, 41, 2 frames remaining. Are we going to go to a 9th frame to decide it?
51-40.
Is it 51-40, is it?
Yep. Well, this is the frame the seniors, they've just got to do something here. If the juniors get away, I mean,
Well, if it's 51-40, they've
So
got to
there's-
be very aware, too, of the players coming to the table and the number of balls they're sinking as well.
exactly.
So there are 20 points available for the victories.
Yep.
But there are
So
14 points available for those that finish second. 51-40 at the moment. Just to bring it to
I mean, Dion's just got to focus on sinking balls, getting points. If he can pull off the win, that's it. It's all over.
It'll be Dion Rawlings up against
But those points are
the might of this man here, Sean Coombe. So Coombe, he'll play this aggressively. Good break. Boy, just does demolition on that.
Well, great. Look
Now,
at that, and he set himself up. Yeah, so the key for Dion is just to get some points. If the win comes, that'll be nice, but if he's got enough points, then he's only really going to leave Alex to get a few balls as well.
it's going to be tough here, though, isn't it?
Yep. Yes, it's looking pretty good.
Really nice spread across the table.
Although he's taking those, so instantly he's given Dion 2 points. So that's the thing, you've got to be very wary when you get to the stage of a match, what set you pick if you're too far behind.
So just reiterate that 2 went off the break. He's then gone for the unders, which therefore means
So with
that
2
the
each.
juniors pick up 2 points automatically, because you get a point for every ball that is pocketed.
That's right.
And of course, even though you might sink a solid off the break, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to choose solids. Most of us growing up, whatever went off the break was what we were given. That's not the case here. Now, what's he looking to try and do here? Just pure.
All right, so Dion's got a sinker ball here. That'll put the juniors up to
I
54.
still think it's going to come down to that final frame.
Yeah, I think so, but one more ball and they could lose both of these frames as long as Alex could get 6. But, obviously he's going to be going for more than one ball, and he's got a great opportunity here to do so too.
So that's another point. So 54 plays 42. Junior's looking to try and put this away. Big shot, big shot. Nicely played.
Nice.
Boy, leaving his
Okay,
best
this
till
is
last. Now,
this
the
is the one.
difficult part of the table. This here, to try and wrap this up for the juniors, take it away and win
This could be
this
a real killer blow.
Aotearoa challenge, or we go to a final frame. Nice plant, beautifully,
Beautiful, beautiful
great
shot.
balance, comes back, shot on. So 57,
Oh,
58.
lovely.
Now, this will give the juniors the victory over this New Zealand men's black team. I think we'll still play that next frame.
Wow.
And there it is. And just like that, Dion Rawlings gets the victory over Sean Coombe. And the juniors lead 61-42. They can't be beaten. But we will see this 9th and final matchup between Alexandria Andres and Jimmy the Professor Henry. But that's a very good performance from the juniors.
Yep. I mean, I knew they'd bring their game today. I thought they'd pick up a match or so, but I didn't think they would take it. Not against this team that they're playing against
Well,
now.
I will say it, it's this young lady we're about to see play now who I think just sparked the revival.
Yep, that was
She
definitely
is
that.
the one that in the semi-final changed the game, and then she brought that form into this final. And both Sheridan Burmester and Dion Rawlings lifted off the back of her performances. And just some fundamental errors coming from the New Zealand men's black team. Now let's just see how Jimmy plays this one. Does he take her back to school?
I think She'll be wanting to.
Good break. Ball down.
She's got that white up the other end down the cushion, which is going to be tough. You always want to get that white out in the middle of the table. Or at least sort of hit it hard enough to bring some balls down there with the white.
So what are her options? Tough shot. Almost a Chinese snooker on the cushion. Having to play above the ball.
Called that 7, I think. Wow, nice shot.
Great shot. Form continues.
Not quite sure what she's got on here, though. Playing safe, maybe. And she does, and that's... Jimmy still got a shot in that 15. I think Jim will be looking to get save a bit of face for the team here. He's not going to go down without a fight.
No, 14 ball. Middle pocket, nice shot from Jimmy
really
the Professor. And now I think he'll want to just try and clear the table here.
Yep. Yeah.
Just to challenge himself at the highest level. Lovely touch. Boy, he's good when he's on.
Yeah, Jimmy, he definitely won't give up.
Tell you what, I'm tempted to take him out to a pub one night and have him in civilian clothing and just wind a few of the lads up.
Yeah, I'm yet to take my daughter out to the pub, but yeah, go out with a wallet full of money, I think.
Well, it's part of the it's part of the game, isn't it? You go through the movies, the hustle of the colour of money.
Yep.
It is part of the hustle.
Yeah,
Rightly or wrongly, it's part of the romance of the sport.
Yep.
Let's keep the myth going.
That's for sure.
Jimmy, the Professor Henry, in control again. He'll just be wanting this. He'll just be wanting this for his own preparation.
Yep. He's going to try and close us out.
Oh, a little bit too much on that. A little bit too much weight, but he'll love the challenge here, Jimmy.
Yep.
He really will. He'll just love the challenge of pocketing
this. Is an easy one for him.
Is this the final shot of the day? And
Nice.
it is done from Jimmy the Professor Henry. He wins the 9th and final match, but it is the New Zealand juniors who upstage the more experienced New Zealand men's black team to win the Aotearoa Challenge, 62 points to 52. And congratulations goes to Alexandria Andres, Sheridan Burmester and Dion Rawlings. We should be excited about their prospects as they continue their build-up and their preparation for the World Junior Championships in Erie, Pennsylvania in July. For our 6 men of Richard Alonso, Raymond Santos, Danny Kirkhoven, Sean Coombe, Jimmy the Professor Henry and Alex Hale. Well, they jump on a plane to Las Vegas on Wednesday looking to try and defend the World Amateur Pool 8-ball title they won 3 years ago. Hope you have enjoyed the coverage. Again, if you want to take up Q Sports, check out Masse. Go onto their website, their Facebook page. And again, we'll have plenty more action for you later in the year from the #1 table at the Masse Club in Pukekohe. It's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure having your company. A remarkable performance, and certainly the MVP must go to the 17-year-old Alexandria Andres.